Hey guys, Scott here with new beer dissection video for you. What I have today is from the Other Half Brewing Company. Broccoli. Why with all these broccoli all over the can? Don't ask me why they have broccoli all over the can. If you know why, please chime in. Pretty funny looking can with all the broccoli on there. This is their double dry hopped Imperial India Pale Ale. Remember, dry hopping is at the tail end of fermentation, maybe. Usually when I would dry hop as a home brewer, the last 3 to 5 days, I would hit a charge of hops. I guess they're doing it 2 times before they're actually packaging it in kegs or cans in this case at least. And it's an Imperial India Pale Ale. So Imperial usually means it's like double IPA. You're going to be sitting northwards of 7-10% alcohol. This one specifically has, it's 7.9, so we're right in that range. Other identifiers on here, not too much more. Some flavor. They think pineapple, mango. We'll see ourselves here. Not included broccoli. So thank God they didn't put any broccoli in here. They're using Mosaic, Simcoe, Nelson Sauvin, which sometimes gives you that white grape. It actually has it here. They actually think too mango, pineapple, citrus, white grape, so we'll see. We'll make our own judge, or at least I'll make my judge on here. Now, I had this for the first time. Many times I try to pick the beers I've never had before and just open them up cold on my video for my page. I was at a friend's house. His brother-in-law, big IPA drinker. I had one of these for the first time. But when I'm sitting at people's houses, consuming a beer, I'm not like analyzing like I do either privately here at my house or even on this channel, recording it. So I think I have some good vibes from this beer, but now I want to be able to like kind of analyze a little bit more on camera and give you my take on it. But I've had other beers from the Other Half. If you check my beer dissection, there's at least one, maybe 2 others that are from Other Half Brewing Company. I do have good memories of that, even though I don't recall the actual name of the beer. It's brewed in Brooklyn, New York, Center Street, by Other Half Brewing Company. This was canned on July 11th, so it's pretty fresh. I'm filming this kind of mid-August of 23, and it was July 11th to 23. So you can't 4 weeks. You really can't expect too much different. Now I'm serving a little bit warmer than I usually do. Because it's an IPA, I want to really get blasted with the aromatics and flavor components. So I am serving it a little bit warmer than I typically would. And 7.9, like I said. So let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. I got my typical tulip pint glass. Okay. Let's just see. So broccoli. I have no idea why they're calling it broccoli. Okay. Oh, it's green. No, I'm just kidding. It's not green. Okay. Wow, nice so far. The pour is looking very nice so far. So what do I have? Pretty nice 2 to 3, 2.5 inches of pretty white, dense foam. We have that opaqueness, cloudy, kind of light to medium gold color, kind of opaque, murky. Remember, with a lot of these beers, a lot of these IPAs, especially New England IPAs, I've said this on many videos, a lot of times they're using oats and unmalted wheat. It creates a lot of the extra proteins and creates some of that cloudiness that we get in the opaqueness that we see here. It also adds some mouthfeel and things like that also. So this is not uncommon for the style. Even though 25, 30 years ago, it would be a big no-no. You usually want beers clear, like kind of West Coast IPAs. But this is looking very nice. I'm even getting like a little bit of frothing on top, meringue-like, which is fantastic. But you see, you get the kind of that murky, light gold color, opaque, hazy, juicy kind of IPA-looking beer. So let's take a sniff of the aroma. Oh, yeah. So you definitely get that citrus. I get some grapefruit. I see where they're getting the mango. I'm even getting that kind of that cat pee aroma, which is from the Simcoe hops, but I don't know which I usually get from Simcoe. I don't remember. Do they put Simcoe on here? Yeah, they use Simcoe hops. All right, good. Which I get that cat pee. Now, I've said on other videos, and that sounds horrible, right? Cat pee. But it kind of gives you that dankness, and that's kind of what I'm getting here. But I do get that little bit of mango, that white grape, which I mentioned earlier. But there was Simcoe, Cryo, Mosaic, Strata. I never brewed with Strata before. But let me see what else we have on the nose here. A little pineapple, probably more pineapple I'm getting than grapefruit. Slight mango, but I still think the white grape and the pineapple's a little stronger. But definitely there's a tropical fruit presence here, which you would expect for New England juicy, hazy IPAs. But again, make sure there was anything else that I was missing. It smells very good, guys. All right, so cheers. Same thing on the taste. I mean, I didn't mention on the nose, you get that white bread, floury type of malt profile on a beer like this. I'm getting that pineapple definitely on the palate. Definitely medium bodied. I kind of get that chewy feeling from the mouthfeel, probably if they're using oats and that unmalted wheat. So it adds to the body, that medium to maybe even medium full bodied. I get a slight grassiness to it, which I don't particularly like. I don't believe does not look oxidized. Sometimes though, because there's so much copious use of hops, you get sometimes that vegetative earthy. Now I've had a lot worse than that, but I'm getting a little bit of that on the aftertaste. But the pineapple I definitely get, like I said, on the nose, as well as the aroma or the flavor. That dankness, that cat pee kind of aroma from the Simcoe hops, which again is classic. I brewed with Simcoe before. White grape, I don't get on the taste buds, but I still get on the aroma. Pineapple, little grapefruit, little mango too. So it's like a little touch of everything. You name it, tropical fruit. It's very nice. Low to moderate bitterness, which you expect that with New England IPAs, juicies, right? That's the whole big determining factor the big discrepancy between, or comparison between New England IPAs and West Coast IPAs. West Coast IPAs are typically going to have a little more bitterness, clearer, a little more crystal malts, a little more, toffee, bread crusty. This is going to be more neutral malt, low bitterness, and typically more fruity. The West Coast, again, remember, usually more piney, resiny sometimes, with a little citrus with the grapefruit. So this is definitely smacking you a little bit in the mouth. Now, I don't get any alcohol warmth, which is good. And this has been at 7.8. Remember, seems like my perception's around 7.5 to 8% with a lot of these beers if you get alcoholic warmth. But definitely good medium to medium full bodied. I shouldn't say medium full. It's kind of medium, maybe just above medium high body, because there is some chewiness to it. For New England hazy, drinking rather nice. And believe it or not, this is not my number one style of beer. Even though I do enjoy from time to time, and doing a beer tuber channel, I have to taste all these beers. But pretty good, guys. I don't get any off flavors, thankfully. I don't see any oxidation. I don't taste any oxidation. No papery flavors. No malt shift. That little slight vegetative character, it's mild. It really isn't that big of a deal. So, grade-wise with this thing, we're talking about broccoli from the Other Half Brewing Company. For New England juicies or just overall drinkability, enjoyability, it's a good A, A minus. Even though it's not my favorite style of beer, but I try to put on my hazy juicy. In the world of hazy juicies, I'm going to keep it around that A. It's pretty solid beer. Like I said, my only knock to it, and it's even dying out, it would be that slight vegetative character I got on one of my sips. That could have just been a fluke there. But what I like about it, it's also not slapping me with grapefruit juice. So many of them are just like grapefruit juice, orange juice bombs, citrus bombs. This kind of has a little bit, like you don't even know what's dominating. It's a little bit pineapple, mango. You get a little grapefruit. So you kind of get this medley of fruit flavors, which are very pleasant. It's not astringent, but very well done, I think. I would recommend it, especially if you're a fan of juicy. So, it's neutral malt. There's really not much malt backbone to it, which you don't get much malt backbone for most of the juicies, hazies that I've had. So it's not really a knock to the beer. Usually there's just kind of a subtle, bready, flour kind of malt profile. Just kind of low, I'm not going to say low bitterness, kind of moderate bitterness. I don't know what the IBUs on this. I bet it's not much more than 30 IBUs and especially with the perceived bitterness. But if you like kind of tropical fruit dominant pineapple, maybe a touch of mango. I think they put mango on the can. I don't get a ton of mango myself. There is white grape though, especially on the nose. Nelson Sauvin hop will do that. Again, I got the little vegetative component again too. But again, not major. I've had a lot worse than that. So again, guys, very good beer. Another one from Other Half Brewing Company called Broccoli. Why the hell they call it broccoli? I got no friggin' idea. It's kind of crazy. But maybe I got to go peruse the website a little bit more to see if there's a reason why they use broccoli. But solid beer. Like I said, I'm going to keep it in that A range for comparison as well as overall drinkability with it. You've heard me say a lot with these juicy hazies with food pairings. I like them with like Jamaican, Cuban, Spanish food, spicy stuff that you think you'd be adding fruit on, salsa. So if this is the first video you're watching of mine, I do dive into food pairings at times. I won't spend a lot of time with it. But very good, very good. Like I said, that A range, I don't really see any flaws with it, even though juicy hazies are not my number one. Sometimes we're inundated with juicy hazy IPAs now in the market. I'm glad I served it a little bit warmer than I typically would because I'm getting a little bit more of the aroma and the flavor off the hops. Yeah, I'm getting that cat pea, white grape, a little bit of that mango pineapple. Just sometimes I'd like to take one last pass at the beer before I sign off with you guys. So again, another solid beer from Brooklyn. Other Half, Broccoli, A range, double dry hopped. Remember, with the dry hopping too, it's typically, I didn't mention this, it's typically more for the aroma hops, the aroma factor of the hops, okay? There is sometimes biotransformation and it can kick up fermentation a little bit. I'm not gonna go into that. But for the most part, dry hopping is kind of giving you a little bit more charge of the aroma hops. You can't avoid some flavor. Some of the particulate comes off the hops. It adds a little bit of the flavor with the dry hopping too. Definitely want these fresh. And this one, I got to say, is pretty fresh. I believe that's the canning date, July 11th of 2023. And again, I'm filming this in the mid-August. So anyway, guys, a winner from Other Half Brewing Company, Broccoli, their double dry hopped Imperial IPA. A range for me. If you disagree, feel free to chime in underneath my YouTube channel and or Facebook. All right, guys, till the next beer dissection video, have a great day. Take care.